We will look at the big Russian offensive in the Kostyantynivka direction. It was here that Russian troops concentrated their main forces, seeking to start fighting for the city itself. The video is unusual and very interesting. As you know, there are simply no others on my channel. The video begins on the left flank of the offensive. A Russian convoy of 3 armored vehicles is moving towards Ukrainian positions. Approaches to Yablonivka village are established. The convoy is moving along a country road between the Bychok River and the highway. Equipment in the armored shed format is prepared specifically for protection against drones. However, the convoy, apparently, is stopped by mines. The first 2 vehicles are blown up. Then a third arrives at them, but she is not visible in the final frame. I conclude that she took the survivors and retreated. As a result, -2 pieces of equipment. The second column, also consisting of 3 armored vehicles, is moving on the right flank here, towards the village of Poltavka. A Marine Corps drone shoots the enemy from an awkward angle. So I conclude that the neighboring unit worked on this column. The last vehicle stops here, most likely also under the influence of minefields. At least 2 more knocked out armored vehicles. The main attention is paid to the central column, which is advancing along the highway to Kostyantynivka. Ukrainian pilots notice an enemy who is moving, trying to avoid contact with mines. Four armored vehicles drive up to this point, where they find anti-tank obstacles. And then the fun begins. They accumulate at one point, where the art begins to work on them. This is a kill zone prepared specifically to destroy the advancing enemy. Additional protection design hindered visibility of armored sheds. Or they simply did not know about the existence of this obstacle. In any case, all 4 armored vehicles are immobilized. But then a completely unforeseen thing happens. The Russian command sends several more armored vehicles to the same point, and one of them simply falls into a pit, and the second was knocked out on the way. The command's actions are illogical. They just sent 2 more armored vehicles to where 4 could not pass. Perhaps they hoped that the 4 armored vehicles would fall into the anti-tank ditch and thus create a bridge over which the next 2 would pass. This is my best guess. The command exploits Russian men seeking easy money at military offices, enabling endless soldier assaults. Yes, it was exactly a meat assault. That's what they look like when soldiers are sent to attack without reconnaissance, without support, without a plan, and without any sense. Ukrainian soldiers used mines and artillery to repel the attack, demonstrating their continued importance despite the rise of drones. And this is also a very important point that should not be forgotten. Glory to the Ukrainian soldiers who repelled the attack. Donate to help the armed forces of Ukraine. Like and subscribe to the channel.